Okay, this is Preston Sandlin, Home Inspection Carolina. Today we're going to be talking about doing a pool inspection. This is a gunite pool. You basically have three types of pools that are mainly found in our region. That would be gunite, vinyl siding pools, and fiberglass pools. This is a gunite pool. It also has right now it's all operating as a pool, but it also has an optional hot tub that the pool will shut down and it'll be a hot tub. Alright, and basically on almost any pool, well, the first thing it's going to start with is an observation of the pool and around the pool area. First thing I noticed about this pool is there is some cracking. There's a dog on the pool surface. That would be noted on the report. Got a little bit of cracking on the pool surface. I'm also going to check around. That's a pool alarm, by the way, and the way that works, see, the water level comes up to a certain point, and excuse me. Zach, get out of the way. There's a float right there, and if that float moves, it'll go off and sound off. I'm not going to sound that off because it's still a little early here and I might be waking up some neighbors. But that's designed if somebody falls in your pool or a child or something like that, it goes off. All right, the next thing I will notice about this pool is the coping needs to be recaulked. You notice that there's some cracking along here and between the brick and the concrete as well. Pool also needs to be vacuumed, but these trees right now are really putting off a lot of byproduct. You won't even go look at the hot tub. It definitely needs to be vacuumed. But speaking of vacuums, this is the pool's vacuum. The pressure is down right now, that's why it's not doing too good a job. Basically, a pool is going to have 2 to 3 intakes. That intake is going to be the vacuum, if it has one now. Smaller pools won't have a vacuum. They'll just have the skimmer, which is down there on the other end, right there. We'll go over to it in just a second. You may be wondering why this water is so full. We just had torrential rains the past 2 days. It was a storm moved through here. Looks like an infinity pool right now. But some pools, every pool is going to have a skimmer, and then it's going to have a main drain, which is, let me see, I don't know if you can see it through. There's the main drain. There's actually 2 of them on this pool right there. Alright, so you've got the main drain that's taking in water, and the skimmer, which is taking in water, and then the vacuum hose, which goes right underneath that float right there. Alright, so those are your intakes. Water goes, we're going to walk over there to the filter in a second. It goes in, it's filtered. If you have an inline chlorinator, it's chlorinated, and then there's some returns. Obviously, this is a return. This is a return right here, and you've got some returns in the pool there and there. You would also check for the circulation, make sure it's got good circulation. Now, a diatomaceous earth or sand filter, all filters for that matter, over time the filters are going to get somewhat clogged, just like the air filter on your car. So they're going to need to be a cartridge filter has to be replaced or cleaned. Diatomaceous earth or sand filter has to be backwashed. And backwashed, what that means is you run everything backwards, which basically rejambles up the filter and makes it like a brand new filter. But anyway, again, I'm looking at the pool. There's some cracking on the decking over there. The coping needs to be fixed. I'd also check to make sure that the lights work. I'm ashamed to show this to you, it's really dirty. But this light here as well. Also check, to make sure they've got good suction. Skimmer over there has got good suction. Now we're going to go over to the filtration. All right, now we're over at the. This is the filter. This pool actually has a heater on it. This is the filter main skimmer here, and these are the intakes. Remember, I told you there were 3 intakes. Basically, you have the main drain, the skimmer, and the vacuum. They're all coming in. You have various controls that can manipulate the pressure. You can get more coming from the main drain or more from the skimmer, like during, if there's a lot of stuff falling from the trees, you may want the skimmers to be a little bit stronger. Vacuum, it's running through there. But anyway, water comes in here after, been chlorinated and whatnot, goes in through the main skimmer here. There's your pump. You definitely want to, this is a 2 horsepower pump. This is going to protect the filter or your motor from anything that makes it through the skimmer or the main drain that will be caught here. And this has to be cleaned out as well. Anyway, okay, water comes through here. Up here, this is your dial. It controls the settings. And then it's going to go into your filter. and I want you to notice the pressure right now. We're reading probably about 30 degrees of pressure. Usually it runs around 20. So that tells me the pressure is pretty high. And what that translation is, it hadn't been backwashed in a while, so the mouth of that filter is collecting a lot of impurities and you know, algae, dead algae, that sort of thing that the chlorine has killed. So we're going to backwash it in just a second to re-jamble up that filter. But again, just want to say, you know, there's different types of filters. This is a diatomaceous earth filter. A sand filter would look much the same. Cartridge filter would be a little bit skinnier. Cartridge filter is basically is going to look a lot like an air filter for your car. But just like any filter, after use for a while, it's going to get clogged there at the head, and you have to do something to basically make the filter anew. All right, what we're going to do is, right now the system's running. We're going to shut it off. Now, you know, pools have various types of... all right, so we shut it off, and now this filter, I mean the handle here is kind of wore, but the backwash is usually going to be the exact opposite of the filter process. So now we're going to turn it on backwash, which is going to run everything backwards for a second, and it's going to kick the waste out. So there's your line. Make sure your line is not, you know, in a and I've learned this the hard way, that the hose or whatever's not in a bind, because it will rupture the hose. All right, so what we're going to do, basically, I put it on backwash. It's going to run everything backwards. Pump's running. See now, the waste is going out the line over there. And I don't know if you can see that, but it is depositing out there out in the yard. Okay. The backwash with this, the sight glass, the way they say to do this is the sight glass will cloud up and then it'll clear up. This sight glass is so cloudy, I don't think we're going to be able to tell any difference whatsoever. But basically, usually going to backwash for about 3 minutes or so, depending on the size of the pool. And again, what that's doing is it's re-jambling up this filter. The filter is clogging at the head. And remember, the filter was running at about 30 psi. My backwash, it's just going to run about, you know, 5 to 8, which is fine. We're not really too concerned with that. Okay.